Yo, what's going on, you guys? So today we're going to be talking about the problem in Dota 2. But before we get into that, there are a ton of little things that I find super annoying about Dota 2. And don't get me wrong, Dota 2 is a great game. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing tons of content for it all the time, streaming it all the time on Twitch, which you can find in the description below with all my other information. But some things I find annoying with Dota 2 is the turning animation or turning rate. Why do we even have this in the game? I feel like it just makes the gameplay super clunky and just not even fun. I've played Heroes of the Storm and I play a lot of League of Legends, and I know League of Legends doesn't have turning rate or anything, and I feel like I have more control over my character just with that removed. And I think in Heroes of the Storm it's the same. Now, I've been told this mechanic was something in Warcraft 3. And I mean, whatever, that's Warcraft 3. But if Dota 2 is like an upgraded version of Dota 1, why would they keep such a clunky mechanic in the game? I feel like they should just get rid of it. Now, someone told me this is to balance the game. It balances the game, having that turning rate and, you know, not having like an instant snap on your character. And I kind of disagree. Like, I feel like it's just a clunky mechanic that they kept in from Dota 1 because they didn't want to change the game. Now, something else that I find super annoying about Dota 2 are the constant updates. Now, I mean, this is all the time, and if you need an update, that means you have to close Dota 2 and then reopen it. Sometimes I'll play a game, have to update, play another game, and then have to update. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like the small updates, you know, bug fixes and stuff like that. I like how Dota is on top of it, but at the same time, I feel like my fun is being micromanaged. Just like I have to take another break, and then sometimes the Dota coordinator, I don't even know what the Dota 2 coordinator even is. Is it coordinating the games? What is it even, why do we have it? Why won't we just play the game? Why do I have to wait for the Dota 2 coordinator to come online for me? I don't really understand it. I'll finish my update, I'll log into Dota 2, and then the Dota 2 coordinator will just be offline. It's like they expect you to just be on Dota 2 all day so you can play one match. I've played CSGO since it came out, and I've never experienced anything like that in CSGO. Like, you'll have to do an update, maybe, but you won't have to wait for the CSGO coordinator to come online, and then you have to wait or whatever. I don't know, it's just so annoying. Another thing that really bothers me in Dota 2 is how the stats work. Now, most of the stats are good, like strength, that's a good stat. Agility, I think, is broken. Why does it give so much armor? We don't need these hyper carries to be tanky. That's the point. The team is supposed to cover them and defend them, not they can just go 1v5 and they have so much armor that you can't auto attack them to death. I don't know. I think it's really weird. I remember agility used to give movement speed. If we could just remove armor and put movement speed instead, and then you would have to actually buy armor items if you want to be tanky, I think that's better. But the worst stat of all is intelligence. There used to be spell amplification on intelligence, and I thought this was awesome. Like, you could build intelligence on any character you want, and you can increase your spell damage. Like, I could go full intelligence on Pudge and make my hook nasty lethal, make my rock crazy lethal, and maybe I wouldn't have like the best build ever, but it would be a really fun build. Same with Mirana's W. Sometimes I want to snipe with Mirana's W. I can't really do that anymore unless I want to buy, like, I think it's 1 or 2 items that give spell amplification. I might be wrong, so you can comment down below what you guys think, but I think it's so wrong that they removed it, right? So if you're a support and your team's ahead and for some reason your team needs extra damage, you know, you could just go build Rod of Atos, which is a support item, and have extra damage at the same time, but they removed it. And I just feel like intelligence is such a useless stat. It's so dumb. It's like, it's not even a stat. They should just say mana and mana regen, because it's not even a thing anymore. Now that we talked about some of the other problems in Dota 2, I think the biggest problem is that Dota 2 is lacking objectives. Now, there's little objectives, like the jungle is an objective, I guess you could say, right? The bounty runes are objective, mid runes are objective. These objectives aren't even worth sacrificing your team for. The only objectives in Dota 2 are pretty much towers and structures and Roshan. And I've played plenty of games where we wipe out the enemy team and my team would rather farm than get Roshan. And honestly, I haven't played Dota 2 that much, so I can't be like, oh, they're really stupid. But in League, we would always just get Baron or Inhibitor. That's what we would do. Or get Dragon. Like, there's all these options, and we would know right away. And all of those are more important than just straight up farming their jungle and pushing creeps. Unless we have, like, nothing going on. If you have absolutely nothing going on, then of course you can go farm. Like if Roshan's not even there, you can go farm. But you would think like Roshan is good enough to go get when no one's gonna stop you, right? It's like not even worth it sometimes. So I feel like we need more smaller objectives, or at least make the objectives worth getting. So I know outposts are objectives too, and that gives some XP. But like my team isn't going to the outposts. It's not that worth it. We're not even sacrificing anything to get those outposts. The bounty runes, that's a support. That's like for supports only. Supports just run around and get the bounty runes, and it's just like whatever if we don't get them. I think it's 70 gold or something. I think it increases over time too. So that's 350 gold for your team. So that's not bad. But like nobody cares. It's weird. It's like you get it, okay, cool. You don't get it, whatever. There should be objectives where it's like our team needs to get it. Like if you get it in Outpost, nobody cares. You'll just eventually get max level anyway because the games usually last a minute. Now I know what you're thinking. There definitely are objectives in Dota 2 that are more subtle. Sometimes it's like the win condition where like, okay, we need to kill this guy every fight. Now that's an objective for sure. And mid lane has their own objectives, right? They need to be farming better than their other mid laner. They need to be getting those mid runes. They need to be filling up that bottle. They need to be pushing the waves so, you know, we have vision on their side with the creeps. And then we can put our wards down, blah, blah, blah. Keep track of their mid laner. Make sure they're not roaming. And if they are, then we go follow them, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. And then the side lanes, whoever's not support is pretty much just going to be farming and pushing the whole game, and that's all fine. But what about the supports? In League, I like playing support. In Dota 2, it's like a chore. It's not fun at all, and the only thing you do is ward and buy these boring items that you don't even want to buy usually. For example, when I'm hard support, sometimes the main item I'm trying to buy is Guardian Greaves. Now, Guardian Greaves is actually really good, but like that's my whole game. I'm just kind of sitting around doing nothing. You know, they'll say stay in the base. We're supposed to stay in the base because we lost the laning phase or whatever. They're hitting our tier 2, but we can't do anything. We just sit in the base and wait for the game to end, it feels like. And the only item I'm supposed to buy is Guardian Greaves. Sometimes I buy 4 staff, or I have to buy 4 staff. I don't even like that item. It's not very exciting to me. I'm not really looking forward to buying any of these items. The only couple support items that I really like is like Rod of Atos and Spirit Vessel, or Urn of Shadows. I like those items, but it feels like all the support items are really not that great. Like, I'm not excited to buy them. For example, like Locket in League of Legends gives everyone near you a shield. Like, that really changes the fight. Like, I wish we had a couple items like that in Dota 2, but they're all kind of just like lackluster, or they're way too broken. It's either like really boring or super strong. The super strong ones are usually only for carries, and if you buy it as a support, your character is just gonna suffer. You just buy like really weak items that keep you alive as a support, and you're not even really supporting the team. Your skills support the team, but your items support you. I don't know, it's so weird. It's like they make the support character so bad. So let's quickly look at footage of one of the matches I played. I'm just going to be talking over it and kind of just showing you parts of it. So I was playing Mirana, which is definitely one of my favorite characters, but she's only fun in laning phase, because right after laning phase, I am pretty much just sitting there and doing nothing. I just sit in the base and press W. That's the only thing I can do. And sometimes if I W one of their important people, we go in. But it's just like we sit there for 20 minutes and wait for the game to end. And that's how I feel like a lot of my support games go in Dota 2. It's like laning phase is fun. Right after laning phase is still fun. And then like right after that, like 15 to 20 minutes in, I am pretty much just sitting in the jungle, warding. And then after I'm done warding, I'm doing nothing, because why the heck would I take anti-mage's jungle farm? Why would I be farming the jungle myself? I should be giving the farm to my carries. Now, if nobody's taking the jungle, then I'll go farm it. That's my objective. And then sometimes I get a bounty rune. It's so boring. I think that's the biggest problem, is there's a lack of objectives. And especially for support, it feels like there's not much to do unless you're a really high action support. For example, something like Io, who is going to be attached to somebody the whole game. Other than that, it feels like you're just doing nothing the whole game.
I'm doing it.
I'm staying in base. Anyways, guys, this is what I think is wrong with Dota. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace. My God.